Okay, good morning everyone. So today I will continue our discussion about energy, and so we have studied about energy kemarin ya. So today I will continue the video. Bentar, ini masih kemarin we have watched the video about energy and listen to the audio about understanding the main ideas. While watching, you have to give statement whether it is true or false, and then how to make inferences, and we talk about the radio interview ya. Oke, yang lain mungkin bisa di mute ya, because I have record this meeting. So in listening in academic discourse today we have energy as the topic. Okay, last Wednesday we have talked about, last Thursday we have talked about radio interview about El Hierro. And then next we have audio 6.2 about listen to the first part of the radio interview again and complete the student notes about Pedro Rodriguez with the missing detail. Okay, now I will replay about the audio. So I will share screen. Prism 3. Ini. So I will play 6.2. Could you listen the audio?
This is Andrew Thompson, reporting from the Spanish island of El Hierro, about 250 miles, 400 kilometers off the coast of Africa. It's pretty far from Madrid, which is about 1,250 miles, 2,000 kilometers away. Today we're going to talk to two of the 11,000 people who live here to find out what's so special about the island. First, this is Pedro Rodriguez, who owns a seafood restaurant on the island. Hello, Pedro.
Hello, Andrew.
So, how long have you lived on El Hierro?
I haven't lived here for very long. I came from Madrid about 5 years ago.
Don't you like it here?
I love it here. I wish I had come a lot sooner than I did. I spent most of my life in Madrid.
City life can be tough. I suppose island life is rather more relaxing.
Exactly. El Hierro is my home now.
So, what's so great about El Hierro?
In the city, everyone hurries everywhere. You are surrounded by traffic, and you never feel like you can really relax. What's more, my career was in banking, which is an especially stressful job. I love the sound of the sea. I love the peace and quiet, and I feel free here. City life was never like that. When I was living in the city, I worked in banking, as I said. It paid well, and I was able to buy my restaurant, but I should have left the city when I was a much younger man.
So, you love the quiet life on El Hierro, but is there anything else that makes El Hierro special?
Well, for one thing, El Hierro is completely energy independent.
Energy independent?
Yes. In the past, the power on the island was provided by oil. A lot of money was paid to ship 40,000 barrels of oil over from the mainland every year. It cost the island over $2 million a year. Now all our energy is created right here on the island.
Okay, so you can complete the excerpt. You can take notes on details, and now we continue to 6.3, yeah. You can get the information by listening to the second part of the radio interview again. Complete the student notes about wind and hydroelectric power with the missing detail.
And for more about that, we'll now talk to engineer Sofia Martinez.
Hello, Andrew.
I wonder if you could tell us about the way you generate energy here on El Hierro.
Well, if you've spent a day or two here, you may have noticed we have a lot of wind.
Yes, in fact, it's blowing pretty hard outside right now.
Well, for about 3,000 hours, or for about 30% of the year, the wind here blows hard enough to turn wind turbines, which can provide electricity.
Does El Hierro rely completely on wind to power the island?
No, the island's wind turbines have a capacity of about 11 megawatts, about enough to power 3,500 homes, but it's only one element. The bigger problem is that the wind doesn't blow all the time, so the power source isn't consistent.
So you need another energy source on windless days?
That was the challenge, to create an energy generation system or a network of systems that could supply enough energy for the island all the time, and the solution was hydroelectric power.
What is hydroelectric power exactly?
Hydroelectric power is when energy is converted into another form, such as electricity. The initial source of this energy is from water.
But doesn't hydroelectric power require a river and a dam? Isn't El Hierro too small for a river?
A river with a dam is the usual way of producing hydroelectric power, but really, all you need is water that can move from a high place to a lower place to get energy from the water.
Okay.
At the center of El Hierro is a dormant volcano, a volcano that is no longer active. In the middle of the volcano, we built a reservoir that holds over 17 million cubic feet, 500,000 cubic meters of water, at a height of 2,297 feet, 700 meters above sea level. So that's our water in a high place.
But you don't get much rain here. What happens when all of the water runs out of the reservoir?
Well, I mentioned the wind turbines. The wind power and the hydroelectric power are in a network together. When the wind is blowing, energy from the wind turbines pumps water up into the reservoir.
So the wind turbines power the pumping station?
Right. We also use the wind power for all of our electrical needs when it blows. Then when the wind stops, we let water run out of the reservoir and through some turbines. The turbines turn generators, and we have hydroelectric power we can access.
So the water flows in a cycle. It's pumped up the hill by the wind, then it's released when it's needed.
Yes, that's right. What's more, the system also provides our drinking water and water for use in agriculture.
But where does the water come from?
We use seawater.
But you can't drink salt water.
We have a desalination plant to take the salt out of the seawater so it can be used in agriculture and as drinking water. We're constantly adding new water and taking stored water out of the cycle as we need to use it. In fact, I've just come from the desalination plant, where we're having some problems today. Something isn't working properly, and the replacement parts haven't arrived yet. We're a long way from the mainland, so delivery of anything takes at least a few days. If they don't come soon, we may have to ask people to use less water for a few days.
You're a long way from everything out here, aren't you? It must be difficult sometimes.
Well, it's a real challenge living here. On the other hand, we all love it. It can be a hard life, but I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Okay, so that's all for the audio. Next, I will continue. 6.4, yeah, but before that you can complete all of the exercises. Listening for text organization, post listening, you can use the understanding digressions, and then you can read the topics Pedro talks about during the interview, and then match the question with relevant answer. Okay, now let's continue with pronunciation for listening. So I will make it zoom. So in pronunciation for listening, you have to focus on intonation related to emotion. So intonation is the rise and fall of pitch in a person's voice. Intonation can tell you how a speaker feels at that moment or about the topic. Intonation can convey a variety of emotions, for example, annoyance, sadness, surprise, or excitement. Okay, you have to listen to the same sentence spoken with 4 different emotions, then practice saying them with your partner. Okay, let's play the audio.
One. Max went to Spain. 2. Max went to Spain. 3. Max went to Spain? 4. Max went to Spain!
Ya, tadi sudah ya. So, you have to identify whether the statement Max went to Spain is kind of annoyance, sadness, surprise, atau excitement. Okay, next we go to 6.5. Bentar, ini saya So you have to listen to the sentences and write the emotion expressed in the sentences. You can use the words from exercise 10. Ya, exercise 10 ini tadi. Max went to Spain. So number 1, don't you like it here? You have to write the emotion nanti. Apakah annoyance, sadness, surprise, atau excitement? You can just put the number atau write the full emotion, ya. And then number 2, El Hierro is completely energy independent. You have to identify whether the speaker use intonation showing annoyance, sadness, surprise, or excitement. And then number 3, well, if you've spent a day or 2 here, you may have noticed we have a lot of wind. And then number 4, but doesn't hydroelectric power require a river and a dam? And then number 5, in fact, I've just come from the desalination plant where we are having some problems today. Then you have to identify the emotion. Okay, if you are ready, I will play the audio.
1.
Don't you like it here?
2.
El Hierro is completely energy independent.
3.
Well, if you've spent a day or 2 here, you may have noticed we have a lot of wind.
4.
But doesn't hydroelectric power require a river and a dam?
5.
In fact, I've just come from the desalination plant where we're having some problems today.
Okay, so that's all from the audio. Start from 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, and 6.5. Then you have to finish and complete the work with discussion. Okay, I will back to the PPT. So I will stop share here and share screen the PPT. Yeah. So this is the PPT. You can finish PPT unit 9 about energy, PPT 1. Finish with discussion ya di sini. And then I will share again PPT meeting 10 ya. So this is the PPT. So you have to answer every exercise. So you have to complete all of the exercise. Ya, ini tadi sudah ya. 6.7. Oh, still okay. I will continue ya. So while listening, you can listen to a meeting about saving energy at an office. Complete the notes on the speaker proposed solution to the office energy, and you can give check the ideas that speakers identify a large scale. Okay, so I will back to the prism and sorry, 6.6. Which one? Okay, I will back to the prism. So I will finish all of the audio. Okay, let's continue with audio 6.6 yeah. So I will try to find. Okay, so you can listen to each statement. You can write active or passive, then compare with your partner. Okay, I will play.
1.
In certain states, fracking is banned due to its dangerous effects on the environment.
2. Humans, animals, and the environment could all be threatened by the use of nuclear energy. 3.
The community refuses to allow the power company to build a new plant by the river.
4.
Salt is removed from the water at the desalination plant.
5.
We are a completely energy-independent country.
6.
I don't think we should use fossil fuels at all anymore.
Yeah, so you can complete the paragraph below using the passive voice. So this is the explanation about passive voice, So you can use passive voice when the result of an action is more important than who or what made it happen, or the agent. Form the passive voice using the auxiliary verb be plus the past participle. Be must agree with the subject. So you can read by yourself in the PPT. Now I will continue audio 6.7. I try to speed up because the time is limited, so please be concentrated to this audio, So I will continue with listening. While listening, so listen to a meeting about saving energy at an office. So you can give check by listening to the audio.
As you all know, there's been a proposal that we should try to reduce our energy consumption here in the office, both to save money for the business and to help the environment. The function of this meeting today is to get your ideas on how to do this and hopefully to come up with a plan to take forward. Would anyone like to start? What are your views? Yes, Zara.
Well, if we really want to do something to save on electricity costs long term, why don't we consider an alternative energy source? We could install some solar panels on the roof. That would generate plenty of environmentally friendly electricity.
That's not a bad idea. Would anyone like to add to Zara's comments? Alan?
It's true that we could go for a big solution like solar power generation. Even so, I think we could consider some rather simpler, smaller scale ideas too, like changing to low-energy light bulbs. There's a lot of potential to save energy there.
I think that's a great point, Alan. Abdul, would you like to expand on that?
Yes, Alan's light bulb idea is a really good one. Energy-efficient bulbs aren't hugely expensive to install. In addition, they pay for themselves quickly.
Pay for themselves?
They don't use much energy, so they're cheap to run. It means they will soon save us more money than the cost of the new bulbs. Although these energy-efficient bulbs are expensive, we would save enough money in 1 year to pay for them.
I see. Do you have any other ideas?
Yes. Some of the ideas are very simple. Cleaning our dirty windows, for example. As a result of that, we'll allow more natural light in. Furthermore, we can turn off our computer screens when we get up from our desks.
Yes, Zara.
We could also consider turning off the air conditioning when it isn't too hot, so we can use less energy.
Great idea.
We could get rid of one of our photocopiers too, as we don't really need two. The current machines use energy even when they're on standby.
Also a good plan. Now, I'd like to go back to Abdul. Abdul, you said we should consider smaller scale solutions to our energy consumption here. Are you saying you're against installing a solar energy system?
No, I really like that idea because once it's installed, the system will have a low operating cost, and it's an environmentally friendly way to generate electricity, which are two big positive points, but there are other considerations. For example, we'd have to look at the generating capacity of the system. It's very expensive to buy and install, and if it doesn't produce a lot of power, it'll end up costing rather than saving us money, at least for the first few years. The challenge is to choose ways of saving energy that also save money right now.
Yes, I agree with that. The other real environmental problem we have here in the office is trash. Most of us buy our lunch in plastic containers that have to be thrown away. It's a disgrace. We really should try to reduce the volume of trash we create here in the office.
Sorry, but that's not really what we're discussing right now. We can deal with waste and recycling later. Right now, we're talking specifically about energy use.
Okay, fine. Sorry about that.
So we were talking about turning off computer screens and turning off the air conditioning, but I don't think we should forget about installing solar panels or a solar water heating system.
But there are some drawbacks to that, such as the installation cost, which Abdul mentioned.
Right, and there's also the problem of...
Can I just say, by the way...
Sorry, but could you hold that thought until Abdul has finished, please?
Sure, sorry.
The fact is, both systems Zara mentioned are technically complex and expensive to install. There's also the problem of maintenance. We'd need to pay a technician to travel to make repairs if anything went wrong, and for expensive parts that needed to be replaced. There could be a real decline in the amount of money we save if we ran into operational problems.
Can I just clarify something here? Abdul, Is this experimental technology, or have alternative energy generation systems been successful in other office environments?
Well, every small-scale system is different because every building is different. The technology would have to be specially designed for our building in order to be efficient.
I can't help but feel that a solar energy project would be too ambitious. There would probably be technical limitations about the sort of system we could install on the office roof. I'm not sure it's even possible, or if the local government would let us.
I can assure you that the company wouldn't do anything unsafe or illegal.
It could be good publicity, though. We could market ourselves as a complete green business.
Maybe we should have some of our marketing people look at that. I think
We're getting sidetracked. Can we stick to the main points of the meeting? We should probably move on to the next part of the agenda, so I'd just like to summarize the key points so far. First of all, we want to immediately start making the simple energy-saving changes mentioned, such as cleaning the windows, turning off computer screens, and installing energy-saving light bulbs. Second, we want to look into possible larger-scale alternative energy systems, such as solar panels or a solar water heating system. However, we need to do a lot of research in that area to see if we could get permission to install a system on the roof. A positive to installing a larger-scale project would be that it could generate good publicity for the company. Have I missed anything?
You didn't mention.
Okay, next. For the post-listening, you can finish and complete how to understand persuasive techniques. And I think that's all. Yeah, so you can complete all